Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel, Coffee Tea Paper. I was putting together some bits and pieces to make a collage Christmas card. I did something similar last year. This is the original because what I did was I ended up scanning it in and then printing off multiple copies to send to my friends. When I was sitting down to do that, I thought I might share my process with you. So if you are wanting to create some artwork, a collage, a drawing, painting, whatever you want to do for your Christmas cards or any other cards, maybe you'll find this process helpful. So I've just put together a few things which said to me festive. I think of festive colours as being red and green, most traditionally, particularly when you're not using perhaps traditional items to make a Christmas feeling or a festive feeling. What I'm doing here is I've just measured out my card base against the envelope that I want to send my cards out in. Because we're going to be scanning it, I am only using the right hand side, so of course it can be folded. You don't have to do this, you can just do any size and then scale it up. Later I'll show you how to do that. I just find in case I want to use the original card, making it up as a card is the most helpful for me. So I've just started off with a piece of layering paper. And now I'm going to use some other bits and pieces that I found in in my Christmas stash and some in my normal sort of collection of bits and pieces. I really want to use the red-breasted robin. I think he's a robin. He may not be, but to me he looks Christmassy. And if I put him with some green and white florals, that looks Christmassy too, because in Australia of course we don't have a cold Christmas, we have a warm Christmas in summer, so I don't want to make it too wintry. So using a bird and some florals kind of helps give that non-wintry vibe. I have this old advertisement that someone sent me, which is for Webster's a dictionary. I actually have one of those dictionaries. My father bought it, I think, in New York as a young man, and it is massive and it weighs a ton. I mean, you could build a house out of them. But yeah, so that advertisement has always I liked it, and a picture of a very sort of retro looking Santa there helps with the festive feel for this card. So as I said before, you can do anything really for your Christmas cards. We're going to make it digital later, so even if you want to do it digitally, you could as well. It's pretty nice to make something, but not many people have the time to make or hand make all their Christmas cards. In days gone by, I used to start in around end of October, November, and I would make individual personal Christmas cards for everybody. But that was before I had children. And then when I had children, often I would create a fun photo of them with reindeer antlers or dressed up as a Christmas fairy or something along those lines, and get some cards printed up with those images on them as well. Now I find it fun to sit down and create a piece that's interesting and a one-off, and then replicate it over and over. It still feels personalized, but it cuts down on the time, essentially. I thought this little snippet of special delivery in the red colors was fun, and of course I am using a few bits of green, and it's a maroon washi tape, but I think with the other deep reds on this card it makes it look a bit more red than maroon. So I think I just got that one from Muji. I think it's one of their sort of standard collections. And fairly plain tapes are always good to have on hand for collage or adding little extras to your journal. Of course, I need to add in some other bits. I was thinking about doing some stamping, but then of course I thought, well, I'm going to pull it in digitally, so rather than stamp a message, I might just do a text box, but I will show you how to do that. I did a screen recording of, first of all, how I scan the image, and then also of how I pull it into Word and manipulate it for replicating. I decided to stamp December on just to make it clear that it is Christmassy. And here we are with the finished collage. So now this is just a screenshot of my phone. I use the Genius Scan app, which is free in its most basic form, and you can scan documents, photos, receipts, what have you, and then save them onto your computer directly if you have the cloud. I'm just opening up Word, and then I've saved the scanned image over there on my desktop, so I'm just dropping it into Word here, then selecting wrap text, wrap in front of text to bring the image right to the front, and let me move it around. Then I'm going to draw a rectangle over the top, and that's going to be the back of the card. So I'm just getting rid of the fill and the line there. I'm turning it into a dashed or dotted line so that I've got something to line up when I put it in my guillotine for chopping up. Now you can add in a text box on the back as well, so you can put your name or a little message or another picture. On mine I like to put my little logo, and of course you can add, using the same technique of a text box, you can add some text onto your card as well. Once you're happy with it, just select everything, copy, paste. For some reason the image didn't come out on the first go, so I'm just deleting that empty box and copying and pasting the image again. So just make sure you've got it lined up on your page and your perforated, or not perforated, your dashes for cutting, and yeah, now you're ready to print. Just a little reminder, you can find your Christmas postage times in Australia on the Australia Post website, and it has the Christmas cutoff dates for parcels. I couldn't find the one for letters, but I think it's probably best just to keep these dates in mind. And of course we get a big postage discount at this time of the year with sending Christmas cards domestically for only 65 cents and internationally for $3, which is a big saving, particularly if you are a keen happy mailer or pen pal enthusiast. So I really like the Christmas stamps designs this year. I think they're very pretty. So here is the original one, and when you're printing it out, it just needs a bit of, I guess, test printing to see what result you like the best. These ones I printed out just on a thick matte type paper, and yeah, there's my little logo on the back. And yep, so they're all done. Still fits in the envelope. So if you want to add a few little Happy Mail goodies, just be careful not to make it too thick, because the postage is meant to be for cards only. And here I actually printed it out on some glossy, like thick glossy photo paper, which I think looks a lot truer to the original artwork and I like it better. But the con with that is that it does have the branding of the paper printed on the back. However, I think I will just glue in some plain paper for writing on. So here are the finished results with the original card next to the one printed on some just matte cardstock, and the original one in the middle here with the one on the left is photo, original in the middle, and the matte on the end. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you're going to make some Christmas cards using this method. Bye for now.